If we accepting someone from outside at the cost of our basis, cultural basis, this is disaster.
Yes, guys, we are back here again today on this beautiful day. Guys, today we are going to check out Poland's vote on illegal migration, okay? They said deportation, not relocation. So that's ain't too much, guys. Let's get this one started. So lately, there's been a sort of anti-immigration sentiment, okay, because of a lot of atrocities committed by immigrants, all right? Not just immigrants, many people commit atrocities. But looking at the news, I've seen how crazy it has been in London. All right, and right now it looks like every other country just want to protect their identity, protect their culture. So that's ain't too much, guys. Let's get this one started. You guys know me, I'm pro preservation of the way of life. Whatever your way of life is, you have to preserve it. All right, it's important to preserve what your fathers have left for you. Telegraph, let's go.
You're against illegal immigration?
Who is not?
Poland
is
is at
not?
a political crossroads.
If we accepting someone from outside at the cost of our basis, cultural basis, this is disaster.
The ruling Law and Justice Party faces
He said it. And let me echo him. If we were accepting foreigners, someone, yeah, from a different country at the cost of our own culture, it's a disaster. Absolutely, I agree.
general election on Sunday and has called a referendum on illegal migration
I think borders should not exist.
after the EU proposed a quota system to relocate migrants around Europe.
I had some migrants here on the farm. I felt unsafe.
She felt unsafe. Why?
Why
That
is
is crazy.
Peace calling a referendum on illegal migration?
Because this is one of the main topics, not only in Poland, but also in Europe, especially because of the hybrid attack on our border from east, and this is purposely made by Putin and Lukashenko. If we accepting someone from outside at the cost of our basis, cultural basis, this is disaster. It's a simple way to make war, domestic war, and this is stupid. And of course, politicians are sometimes very stupid, or even being aware of.
Thank you very much. Sometimes politicians are so stupid. I feel like they do it on purpose. I think they know what they're doing and it's just like, oh, let's do it. Come on. One example is the party gate. Like you set rules, no party during lockdown, but you're out there grinding on a bati. Come on, Mr. Politician.
That this is stupid. They are using this tool because they want to be liberal.
After the Belarusian dictator Alexander Lukashenko threatened to flood Europe with migrants, in November 2021, thousands of people from the Middle East attempted to enter Poland via Belarus. Can you describe the situation on the Polish border last year?
W 2022 roku my mieliśmy 15 000.
So in 2022, we had 15,700 attempts to illegally cross the border from Belarus into Poland.
700 prób nielegalnego przekraczania granicy z Białorusi do Polski. To jest też czas, kiedy
This is
powstała
also the time when the barrier
bariera
and
i
physical
fizyczna,
electronic
elektroniczna
barrier on
na
the
granicy
Polish-Belarusian
polsko-białoruskiej.
border
W tej
was
chwili mamy
established.
tych prób
This
już
year we
ponad
have had more than
22
22,000
000, ale to
attempts,
też dzięki
but this is due to the fact that we now identify all incidents on the border.
Mamy tych prób już ponad 22 000, ale to też dzięki temu, że identyfikujemy
Including those incidents when people approach the barrier but retreat into Belarusian territory.
wszystkie zdarzenia na granicy polsko-białoruskiej. Również te zdarzenia, kiedy osoby podchodzą pod barierę, ale wycofują się na terytorium
And those
Białorusi,
people who have already been detained on Polish
oraz te osoby,
territory.
które zostały zatrzymane już na terytorium Polski.
I went to the Polish-Belarusian border to find out how locals plan to vote in the upcoming referendum. So you're going to vote in this referendum against illegal immigration?
Yes.
Do you think that illegal immigration is a problem in Poland?
At this moment, no. But if you look, for example, for French or for Great Britain, I think it's a not good situation when the people from Africa came. These people don't want assimilate, for example.
I know people, I know you were looking at me saying, oh, Shady's African. Yeah, I'm Nigerian. But they're talking about the illegal immigrants, like illegal, not if you come in legally, not if you come in and you're law-abiding citizen and you're giving back to the community in your best way, all right? We're talking about unlawful people, people that are the enemies of law and order. You know them ones, the dangerous ones. We don't want them. We don't want those ones. Trust me.
With Polish people or French.
How will you vote in the referendum on illegal immigration?
No, przeciw będę, żeby nie przyjmować.
Do you think that Poland should accept quotas, migrant quotas from the European Union?
Nie, absolutnie. Uważam, że Unia powinna zmienić kierunek. Nie relokacja, a deportacja.
How are you going to vote in the referendum on illegal migration?
Oczywiście odpowiedź jest tylko jedna, nie wpuszczać i tak.
Poland have learned very fast. They've learned very fast. He said my answer is only one. Do not let them in. Keep it safe as it is now.
Jak jest teraz bezpiecznie, żeby to zostało.
What do you say to the
Sad.
people who plan to boycott this referendum?
Uważam, że
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that immigrants are coming in and just causing havoc, because when they do anything, we all bear the brunt of it. Okay. Yes, there are people here that indigenous people that commit atrocities as well. Okay. But you are moving here, fleeing a place. You don't come here and commit crimes to tarnish the other law-abiding citizens that are from that same region as you. Alright, you try to be a model citizen. Okay, he said, I think this is not serious and reasonable. We live very close to here.
to nie jest
We know the
poważne i
situation
rozsądne.
better.
Mieszkamy tu bardzo blisko, znamy tą sytuację lepiej. Mamy tutaj
We are
teraz
16
16
km from the
km
border,
od
and for now we
granicy
feel
i teraz czujemy się
safe
bezpiecznie,
as it's
w miarę
possible.
możliwości.
To find out about one local's experience of the migrant crisis,
Well, this is the Vanjin tea with some dried fruit.
I went to meet Joanna, who lives near the Polish-Belarusian border. Have you felt unsafe before living so close to the border?
Before the crisis, no, never, never. I used to leave my cars open, my house open. But of course, during the crisis, I felt unsafe. Yes, I had some migrants here on the farm, and I've seen traces of people passing. So some sandwiches that were thrown, some clothing, jackets and so on.
There are some people in the West who say that borders are racist. What do you say to that argument?
I cannot even discuss that. You should.
Borders are racist. So if a country borders another country, you're calling that racist? Wait, I think I'm missing the question. But you're calling borders racist. So how
With this question, I mean, this is. I'm sorry for laughing, but I cannot take this. I cannot take this question seriously.
Yes.
How many millions of people they died defending their borders in the past, and if your ancestors were building prosperity of your country, you have the right to decide who you want to share it with, this prosperity.
How will you be voting in this illegal migration referendum?
I will be voting against.
There are some people in Poland who say that they're going to refuse to vote in this referendum because they say the question is biased. What do you say to that?
Well, everyone has a choice, of course. If someone doesn't want to vote, it's a free country, so it's not obligatory, of course. I believe that most of the people, they believe that we have the right to protect our borders and that we are completely against the illegal migration. And at least here, I'm sure that in the big cities, people might think differently, you know.
The referendum has drawn criticism from the opposition party, who claim the question is biased. Polls are due to be asked, do you support the admission of thousands of illegal immigrants from the Middle East and Africa under the forced relocation mechanism imposed by European bureaucracy?
Wow. The thing is, it has been tested already in many Western countries. It has been tested, and a lot of them do not want to integrate. A lot of them do not want to assimilate into the culture. They do not want to learn. A lot of them just come in here with some ruffian attitudes. A lot of them, I think they come here with a mindset, yeah, to cause atrocities. That's what I think, because it doesn't make sense that you're fleeing a place, you're seeking refuge somewhere else, but then you don't accept the culture of where you're moving to. You don't want to work. You don't want to be law abiding. I don't understand. Like, really, it doesn't make sense to me. If I was one of these illegal immigrants, look, I'm going to tell the country, look, I'm going to sweep your road. All right? I'm going to do it. All right? For taking me in, giving me shelter. I'm going to do it. You need to be grateful. But a lot of them, it looks like they have their ulterior motives. Yeah, it's sad.
Some cynics have said that Peace called this referendum to merely increase voter turnout in the general election that's being held on the same day. What do you say to that accusation?
It's a regular way of making a referendum that it can be combined with election if there is an election. It's easier, it's cheaper, and also it's also a matter of mobilization of society, of public mobilization. I mean that it's normal. This is politics. Of course, this is the political issue, because we have to say if we want to accept this danger, or if we want to defend our country.
To gain another perspective, I went to Warsaw to interview members of the public.
I feel really sad, yeah, that they're calling immigration a danger. Yeah, I do feel sad about it, all right, because there are many hardworking people, many talented people that haven't got opportunities in their countries. I mean, the opportunities are there in their countries, but the countries are so corrupt, they wouldn't get it. You know, nepotism. They won't get it, all right? So they have to move somewhere else to try to build their lives, all right, work in their fields and contribute to the economy of their country. But then there are those ones that come in and give all the immigrants bad names. There are those ones. There are some perpetrators of evil.
There's a referendum on illegal migration coming up in Poland next week. What do you think about that?
That's just for the party that lead now. They let a lot of immigrants from Africa and from Asia to come to Poland.
Are you afraid of immigrants coming to Poland?
You know, I speak to a lot of people who went to Germany, to France, to
UK.
Sweden, and they said, really, that is a big problem with immigrants.
Will you be voting in the referendum on illegal migration?
No,
Why not?
because the questions proposed in that referendum are ridiculous.
You're against illegal immigration?
Who is not?
I probably won't vote at this referendum. I just don't want to.
Can you tell us who you'll be voting for?
I have no idea yet. Do you know why? Because all the parties that are participating in that election are either socialist or Russian, so to speak.
And will you be voting on the referendum on illegal migration?
No, I'm not going to vote in that referendum at all.
Why?
Because it is flawed. The questions are flawed, so I'm just boycotting it.
What do you think about illegal migration generally?
I think borders should not exist.
Really?
Yes.
That's quite controversial.
I'm a liberal, as I said. Borders are artificial.
What do you think about the referendum on illegal migration?
If someone is a true war refugee, absolutely fine.
Aye, he said it. He has said it. If someone is a true war refugee, because when you are a war refugee, you guys you can tell from the gratitude that they express. All right, you can tell. You see how grateful they are. You see how willing they are to integrate. How willing they are to obey the rules and the laws. You feel it. Spot on, sir.
And in the USA and the southern border, you have a terrible problem of illegal immigration on a massive scale.
Yeah.
That would never happen here, I don't think. But I am concerned that if this referendum isn't passed to sort of just try to stop a forced immigration by the EU, that can cause problems that we can't anticipate now.
Many people say that the referendum is a cynical ploy. The question is biased.
Well, the question of bias is decided by each individual person. I can't say what's biased and what's not. For me, it's not biased. It's fairly clear cut.
As Europe faces pressures on its borders and from integrating existing migrants, Poland's referendum will likely serve as a firm rejection of the liberal border policies that have led to conflict and division across the continent.
Imagine that gentleman saying that he wants no borders. You want no borders. If there are no borders, by the time you get invaded, by by people that will grab you, rape your daughter, and rape your sons right before you, rape everything in front of you, and rape them, oh my days, and torture them, then you're going to understand why borders are very important. Human beings, yeah, a lot of people are just wicked in their hearts. Some cultures have no mercy. Some cultures are just, it's like they're straight from hell. All right? I don't understand how human beings sometimes can't have mercy on another human, can't regard another human's life. So having no borders, I'm against that. I'm against that. Okay, talking about illegal immigration, okay? That question, like he said, he said the question was biased. I mean, looking at the current situation, and what has been happening with illegal immigration, I won't call it biased, all right? Because it's as well that some people need it. Yeah, so if you're a true war refugee, like you are definitely a true war refugee fleeing for your life, then it should be available for you. Like it should be available for the lot, okay, that need it, okay? But a lot of people are taking advantage of the system, creating so many fake stories, and when they come in, you see how unruly they are. I've seen so many videos that sometimes I'm like, I just feel so embarrassed. Yeah, so embarrassed. Sometimes I'm like, oh, now they'll look at all black people and say all black people are like this, or they'll look at all Asians and say all Asians like this, or they'll look at all Arabs or all immigrants and say all of them are like this. No, it's not so. There are a few that come in with their evil motives to cause havoc. I think that is just a summary of this, okay? It hurts me, it saddens my heart, okay? I've seen it in America, I've seen it in Germany, I've seen it in Sweden, I've seen it in the UK, I see it in the UK, I see it in the UK. You guys won't believe it. Sometimes I'm like, come on. Come on, guys. If you don't want to do it for yourself, do it for your race. Do it for your people. Be a model citizen. All right, we complain so much. Black lives matter, Black lives matter. But what are we doing to push, to change the narrative? What? But instead, we just keep saying it going on and on, going on and on. Even some celebrities, they have been so silly. Like, look at Will Smith and Chris Rock. What? Come on. It's the mentality. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. It saddens me. So I pray one day this gets rooted. But anyway, Poland, yeah, protect your country. I mean, all I would say to anybody, all these countries, all countries, even countries in India, even Saudi Arabia, even all countries, 100% of countries, you have to protect your identity, protect your culture from invasion, because there's a silent Trojan horse. There's a silent Trojan horse invasion. All right, we see it coming. Protect your own. All right, guys, peace out. Protect your own.
Oh, I love you more than words can say. You are me. Oh, you are the light that shine in my way. You are me. Oh, I love you more than words can say. You are me. Oh, you are the light that shine in my way.